Morning. How are you all doing? So a friend recently asked me how much I paid for my latest Interrail trip, and I thought this might be good to put it on YouTube as well for other people who may be thinking of going on an Interrail trip and considering the costs, or perhaps people who are who have been on Interrail trips and maybe exchange some new notes and different ideas perhaps. So I'll go through the actual ticket price first of all. Got my Interrail ticket at Black Friday for both my trips I've been on. I got one on the Black Friday deal, which I think was like 25% off. It was quite a good deal. And for the ticket alone, I paid where are we? £286. That was for the ticket. Now, people out there obviously might be thinking, what the heck's Interrail? So I'll just say, you get your Interrail ticket from the Interrail site, or there are other places you can get them from as well, like All Aboard. And this ticket will get you around Europe. You can get various types of ticket for a different number of days. You can get ones that are just open-ended, but the one I particularly got was the 10 days travel within 2 months, and like I said, it was £286 for the ticket. Next up, you have to pay reservation fees for your Eurostar, and the reservation fee for going out of the UK on from St Pancras. This time we went to, we ended up in Luxembourg actually, but the Eurostar goes to Brussels on this particular run, and it was £26.50 reservation fee. And the price coming back, we came back from Brussels as well, and that was 31. I think we're cheaper coming out because we actually got our Interrail ticket to go out in advance. I think we got it in something like maybe March, and we went out in June, so we got it 3 months in advance, so that's probably why that was cheaper. The coming back, we got it the day before. That was probably why it was 31. That's each. Accommodation wise, we had 11 nights around Europe, and I think it was 6 countries. Yes, 6 countries. And these are prices on booking.com. These are based on twin rooms, because it was me and my mate sharing, and there were apartments and hotels. Like I said, these were booked on the day, so we get on the train, and I'd sit and look at booking.com, find a place to stay, and I always wanted to make sure that we had a decent place, something that had good reviews, and around about 7 stars out of 10 stars. There were obviously cheaper ones, and there were other cheaper forms of accommodation as well, but I'm just going to go on these particular ones for now. So let's go. So we had 2 nights in Luxembourg, and we booked that one in advance as well because we wanted to make sure that we had somewhere to stay when we got to Luxembourg. We didn't want to risk booking it on the Eurostar on the way, really, especially Luxembourg, because it is quite expensive really. Anyway, so for Luxembourg for 2 nights it was 252 quid, and that was £126 each, and £63 per night. We stayed there for 2 nights, like I said. Next day we went to Heidelberg in Germany and stayed there just for 1 night. It was £69, twin room hotel, which works out at £34.50 a night. From then on, we went to Innsbruck, and we stayed there for 2 nights in an apartment, and that was £151 for 2 nights. £151, which is £75 each, works out at £37.75 per night. After that, we went to Verona, and that was an apartment, and it was £131 for 2 nights, which is £65.50 each and £32.75 per night. But there were taxes as well on that, which we didn't realise. I think it's something quite common in Italy, and I think it was something like £15 a night tax, which we had to leave cash in the apartment. That particular apartment was a bit crap, to put it mildly. It wasn't ready when we got there. We had to wait, and it was very noisy. Didn't really sleep very well in that one. So, you know, that was a bit of a mistake, but hey, these things happen, don't they? After that, we went back to Germany, and we stayed for 2 nights in Nuremberg. That was £201 for 2 nights, £150 each, £50 per night in Nuremberg, and I was quite impressed by Nuremberg actually, really nice. After that, we had 2 nights in Bruges, which was a lovely hotel actually. It was £162 for 2 nights, £81 each, and £40.50 per night. So, total accommodation for 11 nights in Europe came to £498.50. That brings a total of accommodation and travel to £842, which not too bad really, is it, when you think about it? How much would it be for a package deal for 11 nights somewhere? I don't know. But there are ways of saving on accommodation. Last year, on our first trip, we actually did 2 youth hostel stays. A dear one was Munich, but that was a 2-bedroom hostel with a shower, and that came to £92 for 1 night, which is £46 each. Berlin, however, was very cheap. That was £81 for 2 nights, which makes it £20 per night, which is very cheap, isn't it? And that was for a room where you share it with 3 other people, so it's a 5-bedroom dormitory. Alright though. You had your own locker, which is big enough to put your rucksack in. Friendly people. Yeah. So that's another way of saving money, doing your Interrail trip. Youth hostels. Also, there's ways in which you can camp out somewhere, but obviously I don't do that. My mate did it last year though. He went to Switzerland with his tent. I don't know how he managed that. Must have been hard going, but anyway, he did that, and that was cheap as well. That's that for accommodation and travel. I haven't included food and, most importantly, beer on this one. I did another video on beers in Europe, which I'll put a link up in here, or maybe somewhere around here, if I remember. I've done that on beer prices. Food depends on where you go really. and what you want to do. You want to eat in, not eat out. It's hard to say really. Maybe I'll do a breakdown on food prices in Europe as well, if I can remember what they were. Top of my head, I think the dearest places were probably Bruges. That was very dear food wise, and beer, very dear there. Luxembourg wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Verona was quite cheap food wise. Innsbruck wasn't bad. Heidelberg, yeah, fine. Yeah, I think the mainly dearer places are Belgium really. But anyway, I hope that's helped you. I hope that's helped anybody who is thinking of going on an Interrail trip and wants to know about prices. And drop any comments, any questions. Happy to answer them. And like I said before, if you've been on Interrail trips yourself and you want to share some notes with me, that's great too. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again. Cheers.